So I'm now currently in Berlin, Germany on my Euro trip, which is why the background has changed again. I liked Paris last week, but I'm definitely enjoying Berlin more. And I want to thank everyone for their messages and DMs. There's been so many people supportive, asking if they can do anything to help. Again, this is like my first time ever really visiting Europe. So again, thank you for all your recommendations. I have another country I'm going to visit next week and the week after that. And like I said, I am trying to kind of vlog it. I'm just doing a terrible job. I don't know if that's going to actually work. You want to see Russia break apart because Russia sucks. I want to see it break apart so Canada is the largest country. We are not the same. That would be correct since Canada is the second largest nation by land area. If Russia just falls apart, they'd be bumped up in the first place. Although the countries right behind them would be breathing down their neck. China and the USA also really close to them. Russia's just so far out ahead. And when they were still the Soviet Union, they were even bigger. So you were in the army? What was your rank? Private. Alright then, keep your secrets. Oh, you know those people in the army can't tell us everything. India population live. Hey, wait a second. It had a pretty linear upward trajectory, and then clearly something really horrible has just happened. Yearly population growth rate is now at 0. Clearly something has gone horribly wrong. One day, someone will think about you for the last time in eternity. You will be forgotten by the world and the universe. Not if I eat the Mona Lisa. I'm really glad someone else has had this thought as well. Can't tell you the amount of times I thought about consuming this painting. Do not tempt me, I will do it. No, for reals, it really is that simple. You don't even have to eat it. If I just licked it, people would probably remember that forever. Remember the dude that licked the Mona Lisa? I despise autumn MFers on the most beautiful evening walk of their life.
No.
I feel like I've slowly become an autumn stan with time. It's nice to finally visit a place that actually has seasons too, though. The Japanese say you have 3 faces. The first face, you show the world. The second face, you show to your close friends and your family. The third face is Ryan Gosling. It is the truest reflection of who you actually are. I don't think I've ever seen a Ryan Gosling movie where I didn't say, literally me, never booking a hotel in Ohio again. For real, for real. Yeah, it doesn't look too bussin' already. Wait, why is there a random picture inside of his closet? Like, what? Why did you just show me that? I was already terrified to go to Ohio in the first place because I know they want to start some sort of Ohio empire and take over the world. Now I have to worry about this thing being in every Ohio closet. In 2002, Pope John Paul requested the media stop referring to the car as the Pope-mobile, saying the term was undignified. Anyways, in 2007, the Pope-mobile, love that they included that and still went with using it as the Pope-mobile, not even 1 sentence later. Me joining the kids' snowball fight. I have 100 grenades strapped onto me, and specifically incendiary grenades. Incendiary. Incendiary. Something like that. That would be a very effective type of grenade to use for a snowball fight. It's one of those Google searches I'm afraid to hit enter for. Can you buy a grenade launcher in Texas? Discovers America centuries before Columbus. Doesn't steal any land. Refuses to elaborate further, and then leaves. Oh, the good old Leif Erikson, and he didn't even expect anything out of it. My man visited Canada once and was just like, "'Tis a silly place. Inga dinga durgan." Me turning right to go to Rome instead of going straight to go to Rome. Because as we all know, all roads only lead to one place. Tomorrow I'm gonna try to go backwards to Rome. Boomers after they leave their baby at a fire station and head to California to buy their mega mansion for $200 in 1969. Times were just so much better back then. Don't want to raise your kid anymore, just drop them off at a doorstep. I'm gonna be too busy buying hot rods for like 50 bucks. Laverne and Shirley. Me trying to figure out how the tip of Mount Everest has snow when it's above all the clouds. Wait a second. How could this be? Is the wind just like blowing it up there, or what's going on? Maybe sometimes there's clouds that are high enough to touch the tip, but it's also so cold up there that it obviously never melts away. Man, I'm the last person to be asking about snow things. I don't know how that stuff works. Or maybe it's just a glitch in the Matrix. Russia, Ukraine, North Korea, Japan. Meanwhile, me looking at Halloween memes. While this gang fight goes on in the background, I'm just gonna watch this spooky, scary skeleton dance for the 5th time in a row. Me making skeleton memes, even though Halloween isn't a thing in my country. Oh, rip. This is the most depressing thing to me because I think Halloween is my favorite holiday. We need to export this to everyone. Everyone should enjoy Halloween. You get to dress up like an idiot. People give you candy. You get to laugh at funny skeleton memes while the world breaks out into WW3. Candles when everybody's around. Meanwhile, candles when nobody is home. I am going to burn this place to the ground. Wait, why does it work like that? For some reason, when no one's watching them, they're just out here choosing violence. Vampires after sunscreen was invented. Yeah. they finally got to do it. I don't see why in movies they don't just lather themselves up in this stuff and go outside. Just take like sunscreen baths and they're good, right? The colors of my country's flags are red, white, and blue. Meanwhile, the vast majority of countries on the planet saying the exact same thing. This is why I'm such a big advocate for orange on flags, or just anything that's not necessarily just red, white, and blue. At the very least, you could work with these colors, but put a cool icon on it or something. Red represents bloodshed. Yeah, that makes sense. Blue represents freedom. Yeah, I can see that. White represents milk of Serbian women. What the f? That is one way to use red, white, and blue and still be unique. Good job, Serbia. Just have them represent some really weird thing. The USSR asking to join NATO in 1954. Meanwhile, NATO countries like Italy, the USA, and the UK. I mean, it was actually kind of a genius strategy if you think about it. If you're the Soviet Union, it's like the worst they can say is no. Imagine NATO just randomly said yes and then the Cold War just disappears overnight. Fun fact, blueberries are the only fruit named after a color. Star fruit. So close. That is a shape. Good job, buddy. At least you tried. I love the heart emojis, too. At least she was being supportive. Our fearless rooster, Andre, was oofed in the line of duty this week. It's kind of an interesting metaphor. Does that mean that Andre before was maybe trying to steal the one ring of power from these chickens? Regardless, he went out with honor. All the countries whose leader pooped themselves in a McDonald's from 1970. So as you can see, now this is highly fascinating. Clearly a lot of data to be shown here. Who's gonna be next to make the list? You guys all vote for me, I will volunteer. Ever perceived by mankind from their addict at 3 a.m. And then for some reason my ass just be like, oh, I gotta check this out. An air traffic control tower watching my $12 laser pointer blind the eyes of a Delta Airlines pilot. That air traffic controller literally knows he has no power here. $500 million machine can be brought down by my $12 laser pointer that I got at Walmart. Y'all should have thought about this. You have to choose only one. The other one gets to live. We have the UK or... Why do I feel like if I polled my audience, the results would be overwhelmingly France? I don't even understand. No country is more responsible for Haiti's current condition than the United States. Meanwhile, the French FBI agent. Now this will surely get him. Haiti has had a pretty fascinating history. I would definitely recommend everyone look that up. In 1917, prisoners in Paris were offered freedom on 2 conditions. They marry a no-no woman and move to Louisiana. Why were they just so specific? I kind of get why they would want to send people to their French colony in America and make it bigger, have more population. But why marry the no-no woman? Do they just want to get rid of them too? Prisoners and... That's got to be it, something like that. They didn't want either one. The equivalent of the UK sending people to Australia. Me listening to my mom absolutely violate me just to get a laugh from her miserable 40-year-old friends. And you just have to sit there and take it too, like nothing ever happened. When you reveal your deepest, darkest secrets to your mom, it's only like half the neighborhood that finds out about it. Not that bad. Me trying to figure out what's happening in global politics through memes because I refuse to watch the news. This meme dropped and then just everyone tagged me in it. Apparently a whole lot of people are just doing this, but with my channel. And weirdly, you're just seeing a live reaction of me looking at the memes because I also don't look at the news. And I feel like with time, there's more and more people that are just doing the same thing. The 2 bishops just staring at each other, but not being able to do anything about it. I like this more than the one with just 2 pawns staring at each other, because clearly these 2 have a lot of power, just not enough power to do anything about the person right in front of them. Without a single degree, they built us roads that have lasted an eternity, and then the engineers arrived. Engineer slander. What is this? It's because they know they're better than us. Europeans. Ew, American food is so unhealthy. Meanwhile, also Europeans. Breakfast. I guess we both have our vices on different sides of the pond. This is why I just don't even eat breakfast. Millennials trying to send a text without adding LOL at the end. Oh. You didn't have to come for me like that. I just want to explain that there was a time in history where if you didn't put LOL, automatically everyone assumed you were mad, and now it's just been ingrained in me forever. How to get through tough times. Step 1, gaslight yourself. Tell yourself it's making you stronger and the universe is just testing you. It's that easy. Been gaslighting myself for my entire life. In and out. Quick adventure, 20 minutes, says Putin to Russia. Then here they are, 8 months later, still in Ukraine. And I feel like things are just getting worse and worse. Even though it's been 8 months, I still sometimes can't believe it's happening. When teacher left you in charge of the class, all of a sudden a kid turns into Joseph Stalin, another kid turns into Benito Mussolini, and, well, that last kid I can't really show, but I think you know who that is. Wake up at 6 a.m. after 7 hours of sleep. Meanwhile, waking up at 11 a.m. after 5 hours of sleep. Wait, sexy SpongeBob? I've seen the one with sexy Squidward, but now I'm gonna need to watch some more. What about Hot Patrick? When do we get that? This Florida man ended the life of his imaginary friend. You can see the remorse in his eyes. This is why you don't mess with Florida. If they're willing to remove their imaginary friend from the earth, then clearly they're capable of doing anything. Anime openings be like... This actually looks like a perfect anime opening. I don't think this was a anime live action show, whatever this is. I don't even know what this is, but this should have just made this into an anime. Why do they always have to fly around in the intro? Imagine we literally could all be doing this right now, but Isaac Newton just had to create gravity. School be like, before I graduate versus after I graduate. I thought this was just me too. Glad that everyone is living this experience. The year after I graduated, my high school like put solar panels everywhere, which also doubled as like nice shade so the sun wasn't just beating down on you. Love that they decided to do that right when I left. Girls, I have nothing to wear. Guys, I have worn the same shirt every day for 3 years. I feel like every guy has that shirt that they've pretty much worn for at least 10 years. It's just how you become a man. Do an Italian accent and get canceled, or do a normal voice and get despised. Yeah, this was pretty much Chris Pratt's choices when it came to the Mario movie. I don't know why they just didn't pick a well, I do know, but movie studios love to cast big name actors because they think more people are gonna see the movie. But I think it always like hurts the overall quality in the end. But there's still time to fix it. Get him back into the studio, give him the accent. It's really easy to record extra audio lines. Russia is going to freak around and find out why Americans don't have universal healthcare. Sorry, we can't pay for your life-saving surgery. We're just too busy right now buying life-ending planes. Did you know if you press on the gas and the brake pedals at the same time, your car will take a screenshot? But you have to be going at least 70 miles an hour. Won't work if you go anything under that. Gotta make sure you really press down hard too. When I swallow my water weird and it creates the worst chest pain known to man. Weird, like we need water to live, yet water can also be the bane of our existence. We're made up 70% of water, yet you drink it kind of funny and it decides to destroy your entire day. And big thanks to Why Am I Doing This? $20 is a lot, Drew. Fat Norwal, Drew's Argentinian Grandpa, Chris 3773, Danny, Good Ol' Raya, I Stole Drew's Pet
Jacob,
Dog,
Bruni,
Luxembourg
Nation
Lover,
Matt,
Jordan
5610,
Fresh Animations,
Robert E,
Ronja
Rye,
E,
The Pie,
the Polish
the
Lithuanian
Mexican
Commonwealth,
760,
Twicken, Hamster,
Viotic,
Zany Boy,